Hello, Nicola Heatley here from the Sensory Service. What I want to do today is to introduce you to a fantastic app called Microsoft Office Lens. Microsoft Office Lens is a free app and it's available on Android and on iOS systems. Basically what it means is that it gives you a portable pocket scanner which allows you to scan in materials and convert them into other accessible formats. So obviously that means that it's going to be very useful for the students that we support in schools, students with vision impairment. It easily converts print into text and it creates editable digital Word or PowerPoint documents. Okay. So what I'm going to do to start off with is I'm going to show you how to practically do it. And I'm going to use an A-level politics book in a minute or two to show you how to do that. And then I'm going to show you some examples of other textbooks that I have edited prior to this recording. Okay, so I'm going to click on the app, which is the top left hand corner here, and it's taking me into the app, and you can see the light above my table is shining there. So I'm just going to move that out of the way a little bit. And what the app is doing here is it's framing it with an orange frame. So it is actually it's trying to find where the text is. As you can see, if I move it across, it's still focusing on the page that I was on before. So what you do is you hold it there until you get the best frame so that you're going to get the best scanning image. At the bottom of the phone screen, you'll see it says whiteboard document, and if I go along to the right it says business card and photo. That's where you would make the choice as to whatever it is you're actually going to take an image of. So at the moment, because it's a textbook page, I'm going to use the document choice, but it's a fantastic app to take photographs of whiteboards, and it gets rid of the sheen and the glare of the shininess of a whiteboard and saves it as a document for future reference for students. Okay, so when I'm happy with that I've got that framed, I'm just going to take the image. I'm going to just tidy that up a little bit there, and I'm going to confirm that I've done it. Now, at the bottom left, you can see there's a plus sign, and what you would use that for would be that if you're going to scan multiple copies, so if you were doing a whole chapter of a textbook or a whole book, you can just keep pressing that plus, and what it'll do, it'll scan each page of the text and then save it as one file for you. So that's a very useful aspect of the app as well. At the top of my phone screen now, you'll see that I can delete. If I tap the second icon, that's the little cropping tool, I can go in and crop again. So I can move that in so that it doesn't have just as thick a margin if I want to. Tidy up that top corner there, move the bottom in a little bit, and come up from the bottom there. And once I'm happy with the cropping that I'm done, again, I just confirm. Okay, if it was a document that was the wrong way up, but I wanted to put it at a different angle, we have that option there as well. I can also change the type of document that I'm scanning. I can add text to it, or I can change the colours. Okay. Now, so I'm just going to click done, that I've finished and I'm happy with the edit, and it takes me into this screen on my phone. I'm going to change the title there. It'll automatically save it as a number and the time with Office Lens written, but I'm going to save this as Politics Test 1. And as you can see, it has ticked that it's going to save it as a PDF, and it's going to save it as an OCR Word document. I can also save it to OneNote or to OneDrive. I could save it as a PowerPoint, and then if I scroll on down, I can also open it with a thing called Immersive Reader, and Immersive Reader is a fantastic application that will read out text from a document. The document will appear on the screen in very, very clear print, enlarged, and then the voice will read out the content of the document for those students who need that type of application. Okay, so I'm happy that it's going to save it as a PDF and a Word document. You will see that it says it's an OCR Word document. That's optical character recognition, and what that means is that it will allow me to edit the document in whatever way I want on Word. So I'm going to click Save, and now you can see it's waiting for the files to transfer. The one on the right hand side is the PDF format, and the one on the left is the Word document. They're both ready within a few seconds. Obviously, the bigger the file, the longer it will take to load that up. Okay, so let you see the PDF, downloading that at the moment, taking us into it, open it with Adobe, and that's what the scan looks like as a PDF, okay? Now, I can send that. If I click up there, I can email that to whoever I wish to share it with, and they can open it on their device. Equally, I can edit the PDF, I can fill or sign it if it was that type of PDF. So I'm just going to go back out of that again, and I'm going to go into the Word document that has been signed. So there we are, it's opening it. And at the top you can see there's a little pencil sign, and that's where it's going to allow me to edit. Now you'll see there are 2 or 3 little errors in this document, and that's just simply where the optical character recognition hasn't been completely accurate. But I can go in and edit those and correct those now within the Word document. Or if it was really bad, what I would tend to do would be I would take a photograph again, because it may be that I just, I had a shake in my hand, or I didn't get a good enough image to scan the first time round, and because this is a plain text document, there's a good chance that I could get 100% accuracy with it, because there's nothing complicated on that politics textbook page. I'm not going to make any of those changes at the moment, but I could do that. But I'm going to edit it. So I'm clicking on the pencil, I'm holding my finger down, and I want to select the whole document. What I want to do with this page is, I've decided that this is a page that the student really needs a paper copy of, for whatever reason that might be. And I'm going to choose the font now. The original is in Times New Roman, and I'm going to change that to Arial, which is a more readable, clear font than Times New Roman. And I'm going to change the font size up to 24, which is a very large size of print. So that has been applied now to my document. As you can see, I can go in there and I can space that out. And I can space that out so that doesn't have those errors in it now. And that is my document now in point 24, which I could send to someone or print out for someone, because that's the size of text that they need. So that's the Word document at the top, and then it has the original PDF format available there at the bottom as well. Okay, so I'm just going to tick that, and that has saved that in that format. And if I go up there, I can share that as a link or as an attachment to whoever it's relevant to. Okay, so that's it. That's as simple as it is, as it's as simple as that. Very, very easy to use. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to take you into an example that I have done previously. I'll get into my emails here and get into these attachments. Okay, so test 1 that I did in the past here, I'm just going to open this up for you, let you see what it was like. So this was a page that I scanned on Office Lens, and it was a page out of a GCSE business book. And as you can see, there's text on this page, there's headings, there's bullet points, and there are 2 images. So that's what the PDF scanned like. Okay. When I opened it as a Word document, in Office Lens, this is what it looked like. Okay, so there was some differences in the way the print is laid out. The bullet points have disappeared, and the 2 photographs have now spread across the 2 pages. So what I did then was I worked on that Microsoft Word document that you're looking at now. I edited that document, and this is how I adapted it. Okay, so I changed it to 0.18 font. The font is all uniform there. I moved the 2 photographs about so that they appeared on the page that way. Now this document is in portrait format. I could have also chosen the option to change it to landscape, and I would have got more text going across the page, but I'm happy enough with the way that that's laid out on the portrait format here. So that's one example of something that I did before turning the video on. I'm going to show you another example, again out of the same GCSE business textbook, but a different page. Okay, so test 3, and this is how test 3 imported. So this was the page in the business book. It's got text boxes, it's got images, and it has a table on it as well. So that's the scan of the page. What I would intend to do with that would be to share that PDF with the student so that they can access it on their iPad. However, if for some reason I felt that they needed it as a Word document, I could import it as a Word document and then edit it. And that's what I did here. So I imported it into Word and increased the font size to 0.18. I removed the table because the Word didn't it didn't read the table. The OCR didn't recognise the table as well. So this made it more accessible for someone with a visual impairment, actually setting the table out in bullet points, and then the little image is still there, although the image could have been removed completely because it really wasn't required for the task in hand here. So that was that test edited. And then the final one that I want to show you is test 2. Again, so from this business textbook, we have again a page here on marketing, which has a number of different paragraphs and then quite a complicated circular diagram there. So that's the PDF, again, which could be emailed to the student's iPad for them to access very easily and zoom in to the size that they wish. This was it edited in Word, in portrait format, in 0.18 size. Okay, so again, nice and clear, and with the image still there, but the image has been, I've made the image larger as well. And then finally, this was it, but this was it done in landscape. So as you can see, and I'll turn my phone round to landscape for this one, the student is getting more words across the page, so that the sentences or the lines, the sentences aren't longer, the sentences are the same, but the lines are going across the page longer. And so again, depending on what it is you're actually adapting, it may be preferable to produce it on a landscape rather than a portrait format. So those are just 3 more examples that I had done in the past from a GCSE business textbook. What I would say is that for students who are in Key Stage 2 and above in school, they will mostly be accessing their texts on their tablets, on their iPads normally in school. So they'll be getting their PowerPoints, their Word documents, or the scans that you have made electronically sent to them. But there are occasions where they'll need paper copies, and that's where this OCR Word editing is very useful. And then for those children, younger children who are in Key Stage 1, who still need to have book skills, page turning skills, and so on, the reading books can be adapted and scanned, the font size changed, the pictures moved to suitable positions on the new documents, and then those can be printed out within school as well. So a very, very useful portable scanning device, and if you've got any questions or concerns about it or need any help with it, please don't hesitate to contact me or whoever your teacher for the visually impaired is within our service. Thank you.